So, first chance out on track with the new car. What do you think?
Well, I think basically when you look at our program and just take us as a team with a new car, we'd done a lot of work prior to coming here, and it was necessary to validate that work on this track. So it's pretty unique. It's got good simulation, but it's still important to know where you are. And the three cars went through their different programs. So one did the tyre work, one did the aero, one did suspension, and we basically are pulling all that together for today's run. There was a qualifying period of 2 hours last night from 10 o'clock until midnight, and normally qualifying you think about, packing in new tyres, low fuel, psyching yourself up and going for it, but at the optimum period for that we cycled through the drivers to get everyone legally entered into the race. You have to do 3 timed laps in dark.
It's funny that the three of you need to.
Yeah, I know it's a bit odd, but I'll tell you what, winging down into Indy at 200 mile an hour in the daylight and winging down there in the dark is a bit of a different thing. So you do need to reacquaint yourself with some of the marker boards and positions, and also the circuit changes a bit every year, and so you need to try to adapt to that day and night.
I heard that it's different in Porsche and the Ford chicane.
Well, there's a new section of tarmac all the way from the entry to Porsche cars to the Ford chicane. So it's much smoother, but you can't dip a wheel off on the right-hand side in the long right of Porsche before the karting, because if you do, you end up like the Ferrari over the wall. So, there's positives and negatives. But generally, overall for us, the session went quite well. The negative side was when we looked at the lap time of Peugeot in their quali runs, then they were significantly faster. But we know how important it is for a French team in France to be on the back page of the newspapers on Friday morning to say they've got pole. It wasn't our priority.
Did any of you get much of a run at qualifying?
I certainly didn't. Timo had a little bit of a run. He was following me for the lap and he had a bit of a run. I went out on doing some tyre work, evaluation of maybe when you could look towards going to a different compound of tyre, and it was just a traffic city. There was quite a few red flags, a few accidents, some of them a bit bizarre, and that interrupted things, especially for Dindo actually in our car, because I think every time he went out he got a red flag, so he only did about 4 or 5 laps in total at any one time, which you need to get a bit more of a feel for this place than that.
Well, at least you got some dry time to work.
Well, that was a critical thing because our weather forecasting was updating all the time, but initially we felt it was going to rain, and so we tried to pack in all of the dry stuff possible with rain forecasted for Thursday and a potentially 80-90% dry race. Then we needed to understand what we've got in the dry. However, it ran dry all the way through, and that was quite good.